It's pre-alpha.
That was super way pre-alpha, and
It's not a simple case of just porting it across. We need to allow for some little missteps, shall we say, you know.
I hate this place.
Boycotts don't really work.
This zoo is prison. I can't stand it any longer.
Get comfy.
It's the smell. Saturated by it.
It's not a simple case of just porting it across.
I can taste your stink. It's repulsive.
Oh yeah, that song rocks. That song is from Half Sword. I think it's called Asadia. Don't quote me. Don't repeat that. I might have just summoned a demon. What's up, chat? Are we comfy? How are we doing today? I wanted to maybe go for a new vibe. Hang on, I'm about to adjust my mic. Loud noise. I wanted to go for a new vibe, make some of these people anxious when I press start. What's going on, chat? What's going on, Nightmare? I have played a lot of Space Marine 2 over the last week, so I am happy and content with things. Well, bless you. YouTube glitched for me. What's up, Dolphy? YouTube glitched for me, and the countdown reset to live in 35 minutes. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, click refresh. If you're in the chat, click refresh. I think YouTube may have broke a little bit. Wow. So you might be asking, well, hey, Teutonica, you streamed on Tuesday last week, and now you're streaming on Wednesday today. What gives? Well, I scheduled the stream for the wrong day on accident. My bad. But welcome, thanks for making it. I actually have a lot to go through today. I jam-packed this stream, and I did that because I felt, well, you know what I didn't anticipate? The fact that the videos we were watching were so dull and humorless and boring. I didn't account for the fact that these videos were just so unentertaining. At least with the Warhammer stuff, or not the Warhammer stuff, like the CA streams. At least we're seeing something new. There's actually something to comment on. But when it comes to people like Stratman and Invicta, it's just he can't. I cover it because it's so uneventful and pointless, so probably not my best, but we'll skip around. We'll skip around a bunch. Let me make sure my audio's coming through all right. We'll skip around a bunch. Yep, perfectly fine. Okay. Let's get it. There's a few of you in here. What's up? Welcome. We'll wait for some of the other people. You know what I haven't been doing lately? This. I've been forgetting to to throw up videos I find. This one's one of my favorites right now. It's kind of relevant.
Why do bro play video? Bro, get the.
That video is called LTG Rage Quits a Rage Quit. And if you don't know who he is, I mean, he's just a guy who plays video games, but he gets real angry when he loses because he sucks. And he officially, by his own standards, he officially became a loser, I think, yesterday. He deserved it. And it was funny to watch. Nightmare, I was tabbed into was tabbed into Space Marine 2, and YouTube didn't autoplay the stream. Thanks, YouTube. Very cool. Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, I don't know. It might be my fault. I don't know. Something's wrong with YouTube. Click refresh. Just refresh. You know something I noticed recently? Hang on. Let me give you something to look at. Hey, what's going on? Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright. I was watching, I saw a trailer the other day, and it said, I'm a connoisseur of movies, that's why I care. But, there was one horror film that was coming out. I forget what it was called, but one of the advertising statements was from the not even from the producers, from the studio that brought you Obsession. And I thought, from the studio? That's a bit of a... I can understand writer, from the writer that brought you Obsession, from the director that brought you... From the studio? I don't know about that. It's like saying, from the factory that brought you toothpaste. It's a very broad thing to say. It's like very self-congratulatory. Oh. Let me... There we go. There we go. Alright. What is this screen doing? At least it's not the sweatshop that made the CGI for the latest Marvel movie. There's something... I feel like that would be more honorable. I feel like that would be something more worth honoring. Okay. Well, let's get into it here. Oh no, actually, I wanted to mention. There's only a few of you in here, so we'll get into some of this. Let's hang on. Let's get into this. So I saw this. Oh, right. He doesn't call himself that anymore. I saw this couple days ago. I hadn't watched it. I saved it. I saved it for today. And it's this. This right here from Stratman, Terminator. And he says, I remastered, you can see, I remastered Rome 2 Total War. I built... the Total War Rome 2 remaster we never got. Okay. So I thought, oh, maybe he's taken up modding. You know, after all these years. What's this? Everything you missed. Oh, I actually missed this. Yeah, I have different playlists. So just so you know, I am keeping track of shit. But I remastered Rome 2 Total War. I built the Total War Rome 2 remaster we never got. So, I just wanted to watch this. I have a feeling I know what's going to happen. I have a feeling that you know what's going to happen. But just for the sake of argument, let's say maybe he got into modding and created his own mod, okay? Or something. Or something.
Rome 2 Total War is now 13 years old, and while we're probably never getting an official remaster anytime soon, I thought, why not just make one myself? Underneath some very dated textures, blurry campaign assets, ancient-looking UI, and battle effects that are definitely showing their age, Rome 2 is still an okay-looking game. It just needs a decent mod an okay-looking game. It just needs a decent mod compilation, the best of the best out there, with a sprinkle of reshade to polish things off. And
okay, wait. Before I make any conclusions, just give me a minute. We probably won't get it if it just repeats his intro. That's so annoying. So today I'm going to show you exactly how. The campaign map with new environments, Improves units, general textures. And finally, once everything else is done, we'll add reshade and see just how far we can push the lighting colors without making Rome look like it's been nuked with an Instagram. By the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to make Rome 2 remastered yourself. I built. He shameless son of a bitch. Come on. Oh, and there's an ad. There's an ad.
And a huge 84% off on instant gaming. They also have a great
Yes!
other games like Anno Pax Romana, Victoria 3, or even the entire Total War catalog.
Get your bingo cards out. Oh, misleading thumbnail. Check. It's not even. Oh my gosh! It really seems like just an absolutely erroneous lie. Oh gosh. Oh. Oh, wait, no fear. You telling me something? The one credit I would give for Admiral Price is that he did start modding Empire himself. But that's actually the only one I think of. Titles like that. Who will? Keysight. Yeah. Keysight. Yeah, Dolph. But I thought that he did something himself. His video clearly states, I remastered. I built. Terminator. No, you didn't. You in fact mean tons of other people. Wait, is there a mod list in here? Hang on.
Is now 13
Does he link it?
years old, and while we're probably never getting an official
Oh,
remaster
here we go.
anytime
Here we go.
soon-
Here's the mod list. Campaign mods list. Okay, well at least he links the mods in the description. Oh my gosh. So no, in fact, you did not. Stratman, Terminator. You, in fact, did not remaster Rome 2. These people did. Your input stopped when you clicked a button to add them to a list, to a collection on Steam. That's... Oh, man. I mean... What else is there to say? How do you feel sorry for this guy? There, hang on. There we go. It's totally shameless. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we got to experience that together. Yeah, like the rest are just recommending mod packs. Yeah. Yep. That's where we're at. That's what, and you know, it really seems like he's riding the coattails of M2EX, because people, I feel that M2EX is considered as a sort of unofficial remaster, even though it's a patch, and I don't think that's an unfair description of that work, your work, Dolphy and Panone. So, it was either... The two options were he was trying to really aspire to that level of interest and not commitment, what's the word? Well, he wanted to aspire to that level of input to the Total War community. And just maybe he made his own thing. But no, it's seemingly just a shameless attempt at trying to get into the algorithm. Oh man. It's stuff like that that really makes me think. Does he feel ashamed? You know, if we got him on here, would he repent for that? Oh, because I would. Oh, Dolph, you're texting me. I meant to. Hang on, I'll have to look at that later because I didn't bring up Discord on my thing. I meant to, because some of y'all send me stuff while I'm streaming, and I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate that. I like being informed about stuff, but I didn't bring up Discord, so you'll have to give me a minute so I don't dox people. Oh wait, there was one more thing. There was one more thing I wanted to find, because I did find this. I didn't watch it. Here we go. Look. Ladies and gentlemen, we got one. Another. This changes everything. Thumbnail. Yes. Yes. And I guarantee you. I'm pretty sure it absolutely doesn't. So we're gonna add that to. There we go. All right. Now the stream can start. Let's. It changes everything, folks. Holy shit, even Google clocked what's happening. Sent pic in Discord. Silly Sam, can't wait for mid-3. We are all going to pre-order it, right? No, Silly Sam. We will not be pre-ordering. No pre-order. Something on the red arrow is changing everything. Yeah, must see. Yeah, thank you, Dolphy. Yeah, I'll have to look at it later. I can't stare at my phone while I'm on stream. Okay, but we're gonna skip around here because this stuff is just not entertaining at all, and I don't want to bore you with this. I will take on the task of watching this stuff all the way through. But with us together, we're just gonna jump around and have a look. But this is, as you can see, no, you can't see. This is Great Book of Grudges, G-Bog, talking about, I assume mid-3 at some point? Yeah, there we go. Alright, G-Bog, tell me how it's a fantastic thing that Crusader Kings features are being added into Medieval 3.
Again, so we're going to start off with Med 3. And on screen are all my notes that I've taken from their stream. So current dev process. Oh my gosh.
Wait, I've watched this one before. I think I subjected Pilps and Volan to this at some point.
Looking into unit rosters for the game in detail, using historical consultants for roster authenticity. Reminders once again quite a few times that this game is in pre-production at the moment. First roster is the Holy Roman Empire. Not a lot of already looking at other cultures and regions. So they did mention Muslim and Arabian factions.
Even he's excited. The units are carrying them. They're carrying the ladders. Oh.
So it does feel like this game might be quite fairly large scope. It's not confirmed if this is something that they want to do for launch or if that's going to be like a future DLC, because they have to plan that stuff well in advance. So it could be something at launch. It could just be DLC. Keep that in mind, right? There's from that area. The idea there is just like kind of like what's been happening with Pharaoh, a little bit of a tilt on with units carrying them. They've said that that's basically some lost tech from previous games, and they're having to rebuild that from the ground up with Warcore. We'll get that into a little bit later. There are regional identities with revolt armies, so that kind of feels good from what my understanding is.
Maybe we didn't watch this.
You know, there's a revolt in like France. Expect more units available from France rather than like your own specific culture group, which is something that can get a little bit weird.
Wait, what is this? Naval battles are planned? Maybe after... Oh, yeah, okay. I forget this is all old stuff we've already commented on. So naval battles are going to be a separate game. They are currently look at. There's a typo in his notes here. We're not sure if we can make it work. Did they say that? I feel like that's a pretty integral part for a medieval warfare simulation game. You know, making sure you have sieges with castles in it.
Still a debug camera. Basically, it means that, yeah, you can go into buildings, so they haven't actually started, which, yeah, I can't
Rome
imagine
3
must be easy. There's no new content, so don't expect new DLCs and stuff.
Oh.
I mean, expectable. If all right, Rome 2 and...
Very nice suit, Jack. No new content is planned. 3 updates. Yeah, gosh, dude, like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's useless. So boring. I already watched the stream. I don't need you to regurgitate. We're moving on, bro. We are moving on. This is gonna be a short stream. Warhammer 3, 40k, community inbox. Nobody. Wait.
Last Secret Assembly did the community inbox once again, with Roger coming back to answer some questions. So AI...
Oh gosh, I don't care. I actually don't care. I don't understand why he's commenting on Medieval 3 anyway. He does Warhammer stuff. Even his audience is like, you know, it's me too. Oh, never mind. I thought they were asking for Warhammer shit. Warhammer slop. My mistake. Does anyone here actually know someone who plays Pharaoh? No! Nobody in this chat. And we won't find one person. I guarantee you. Oh, boy. Alright, we're moving on. Moving on to the next one. I can't be bothered.
Creative Assembly just dropped some incredible new...
Oh. This one's Matt. This one's Matt. Matt's fiefdom, I don't have a direct problem with. Like, he's supported my stuff since the beginning. I actually used him as a reference in one of my earliest videos. And I don't have a problem with him. I don't think he's malicious. I don't think he's malicious at all. I don't think he's on the level of like an Andy. You know, there are different tiers. There are, you know, G-Bog and Cody Bonds, Soytech, you know, those type people. People who are directly affiliated with Creative Assembly. Things that, like, you know, people who are directly affiliated with Creative Assembly. And then you have people like Andy, Stratman. I'm calling him by his new name now. Look at that. You have Andy, Terminator, Invicta, you know, people who are just like maliciously ignorant or outright malicious, in my opinion. On both counts, those are both my opinion. And then, you know, you have people like Tomic and French Monk and Matt's fiefdom who like occasionally say things that I disagree with or do things that I disagree with. But I think it's more from a place of, you know, like lacking information rather than them just maliciously trying to grift. You know what I mean? So it's different. I feel it's different for them. You know, it's, you know, like in Tomic's case, we just had a 3-hour-long conversation about this shit, and he was very receptive to the stuff I had to say. I don't know if a lot of what I said really sunk in, but I feel maybe eventually it will. But you know, I'll be as unbiased as I possibly can be in regards to this as well.
Information about unit rosters for their upcoming title, Medieval 3 Total War.
I mean,
and guys, there's so much to see. What I'm about to show you was revealed in their stream earlier today. So the dev team are currently deciding how units will work for Medieval 3.
Is he just going to talk about
the Holy Roman Empire
art they
as their
showed?
testing bed. Units will span from the 1200 to 1500 periods, with early and late tier units available as new research is unlocked. Checking this graph, we can see plenty of variety within this one faction.
Plenty of variety.
Notably,
come on, Matt. Come on.
That each
like, you mean one faction. You're talking about the look, right? Like, because that's the only variety I see. Plenty of variety. Oh no. Oh no. I don't want to be mean
alone. Notably, we saw that each unit had 3 variations in the artwork, a good sign that every soldier within a unit will look different to really sell that authentic medieval vibe. The team consulted HRE experts and used reference material from museums like the Wallace Collection in London. Medieval 3 will move away from classic Total War rosters in favor of something
and he
more
fails
dynamic.
to see, like, he fails to see the parallels between that and, you know, how they did for Rome 2. Like, we consulted experts, and none of that comes into play. Like, so what? You consulted
Or as
experts.
mercenaries within that region.
The
It's good to
units
see
have
so
health
much red
bars.
in this graph for one faction, as this means we'll
Any
unlock a
useful
huge
any useful information you could have possibly gotten from them is thrown out the window, because you can't use it. It's an arcadey system, and I don't think. Wait a minute.
variety of
I tried reading
from each
this. Like, I
faction
tried
broken
zooming in and trying to figure out what any of this said.
down
I
into
couldn't
4
do it. Maybe somebody's done it by now, but I couldn't do it.
generic units as well. Think of these green tier units like generic foundations for each faction. Visual unit upgrades are now confirmed, with units changing in appearance as they are upgraded. This will make it easier to
not new.
understand the quality of your men at a glance.
That's not
rather
something
than
to,
reading
like,
detailed unit card
Flip out
stats.
about.
So enough about the system, let's take a look at some of these actual unit designs. First, we've got the Ministeralis. These are non-noble light and...
Oh gosh, this is all unconfirmed concept art content.
These are just some of the revealed units, but hopefully this shows you the level of detail each will bring to the table.
What? Oh, he's still talking about the
sword and
concept
shield.
art. Oh man, and they'll be pulled from 3 different types of tiers of population, yada yada yada. I know, I was there.
Possible. Just take a look at some of these before and after shots of CA's original design, then the updated one based on feedback.
Oh, is that what it is? I'll have to go back, because I assumed that it was like a once you upgrade it, that's what they look like. I'll have to go back and look and listen, because
This first unit received a split in its tabard to reflect that it also rode on horseback. This next one received helmet improvements to reflect that historically, the rich nobility...
Okay, but Matt, how does any of that affect the game tactically? What are we talking? This is what I was talking about in my first video. We're talking about all this nonsense about, oh, they split the tabard. Who is the game good? Are the battles good? Judging from this demonstration, probably not. Who cares if it looks cool?
Historically accurate, especially in the late period. It's a small gesture, but hopefully one that will please the most dedicated medieval Total War fans. So guys, this was modified to be more historically accurate, especially
Hiya, historical accuracy. Y'all gotta come off
in the
that
late
shit.
period. Top
Y'all gotta
level
chill out.
medieval Total War fans. So
No, it
guys,
won't,
this
Matt.
was my top level summary of the new Medieval 3 units. I'll be releasing more content soon regarding the other announcements from this stream.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Goodness gracious. And you know, I just want to clarify, like, I understand he's coming at it from a viewpoint of, you know, that it's like news coverage. You know, I understand that. I understand that this isn't I mean, it probably isn't. I don't know. This isn't a voice of support for Creative Assembly and what they're doing. He's just... Well, I mean, even when I say it, I gotta take it right back, because he's saying stuff like the historical accuracy will surely... What does he say?
Third unit like to be more historically accurate, especially in the late period. It's a small gesture, but hopefully one that will please the most dedicated medieval Total War fans.
It's like, what? Man, like, I've got no beef with the guy, but when he says stuff like that, it just makes my blood pressure spike, man. It really, like, I want to hone in, like, if you don't understand what's happening with Total War right now, you probably shouldn't comment, like, at all, because any positive coverage is just perpetuating Creative Assembly's marketing bullshit. And it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help these games. It doesn't help the community. And you know, I want to help these guys understand, because I can only be so nice about this shit. I can't be the cantankerous crusader and also be nice to people I like when they say stupid shit. I'm sorry, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. But I am right. It's a stupid thing to say. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry, Matt, but... Well, I'm not sorry, but, like, I don't take pleasure in this. Holy shit, is this 4 hours long? No! Oh, gosh. Alright, what's up, Redacted? No, not yet. We just got started. Welcome. Yeah, you've missed some pretty diabolical stuff so far. You'll want to go back and watch it, but medieval. Here, this is Stratman. This is a stream. All right. So Creative Assembly are doing a big show and tell live stream today, which I'll be tuning into watching. He's playing Kingdoms 1212 AD.
Fucking gay!
Goodness gracious. Does he say anything of note?
Yeah, like, yeah.
I think we will.
Before joining us, yeah.
You joined me on my famous Let's Play where we failed the Crusade on the last turn. Okay, so we're going to move on to some community questions just so we can keep...
guys, if you're just joining, at the bottom of the screen, you can see...
There he is. I thought I was just watching the stream. Thought I was just watching Total War stream for a second.
So it'll still give you your increased army cap, it'll still give you increased recruitment slots.
I will make sure I don't crop out the axes. Okay, so this is Zenith. So this is...
Why even tune in if you don't have anything to say? I've jumped to like 3 spots here, just randomly.
Anyway.
There he is. Now he's talking.
At which point, I think Warhammer 40K...
An hour and 40 minutes in.
Which, you know, if you assume Bashiva's coming out, like, I don't know, sometime in the next few months. I actually don't know when it's releasing. End Time's coming, like, early next year.
Okay. This is diabolical. Like, Tomic's got me using that word, diabolical. I'm going to say something that gets me mad. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. We're moving on. 4 hours of this. I'm just going to be so for real with you. I'm not watching all of this. When I watch it by myself, I'm not watching all of this. We're not watching any of it. As it stands today, we're not watching any more of this shit. We are moving on. Ugh! How you doing, chat? Oh, Nightmare says, alright guys, today I will be barely talking while reacting to a Warhammer stream. Ah! Oh gosh! This is painful. Alright, next. Let's
dive straight into the Total War show and tell, and let's see how much we're gonna be disappointed.
Okay, so this is Reptilicus. He always frames it like that. He always frames it like he's gonna go in hard on this, on Creative Assembly, but he never does. He always manages... He sounds like he's gonna say something that you agree with, but then he says something that you just absolutely don't agree with. I don't know what his opinion is, ever, but that might be on purpose.
We're hyped. Medieval 3 opened very strong with one of the most important things for a lot of people.
Alright, well, I think I've heard all I needed to hear. We started off very strong, tons of concept art, no finalized, integrated mechanics or features shown at all. What was shown is concept and, you know, drawing board. Very, yeah, out the gate real strong. Actually, let's just see. We'll see what he says.
Opened very strong with one of the most important things for a lot of people, myself included, a breakdown of the roster vision for the game, as well as some roster teasers. Shockingly, starting with the Holy Roman Empire instead of Castile, because so far they've only shown Iberian assets. The most important thing is that rosters are not
It's actually a good point.
Not exclusively tied to faction anymore. As you can see on this intentionally blurred tiny picture, all red boxes are cultural units. They're not...
Okay, I don't need to hear him explain that to me. What are y'all saying to me? This is a Pharaoh. In response to Silly Sam, played Pharaoh Dynasties when I upgraded my PC in June for a couple hours one night. I mean, it was about 2.5 hours. I played Troy a bit. Is it just Troy with a bigger map? Well, which Pharaoh are we talking about? Because there's two. They released it. It got shit canned on. Well, not shit canned. It got dumpstered on. Well, what's the right word? People review bombed it essentially because it was bad. And so they remastered it and released it as a separate title. So we have to be very specific about what we're talking about because what's that one guy's name? Freeman. Yeah, I've already forgotten about him. He was real proud of that game. He was real proud of it. He's in his departure letter, he said, "Nightmares again. I didn't play Troy, so no idea. Armor variety, please don't become a meme." Dolphy. Artwork variety, that's weirdly accurate. Like, yes, it's just artwork. Silly Sam, that siege map looks weird, too big. Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad. It's just another Warhammer 3 map. They don't know it. They don't know how to make sieges. It's over. Oh, I missed all that. I just saw redacted. Are we suffering together? Are we bearing the cross together? We are redacted. We are. Please join me. Join me on this night of Inquisitorial. Alright, guys, yeah. What if they remade Medieval 2 with modern graphics and better pathfinding? I mean... yeah, Dolphy's right there. Yeah, that's happening as we speak. Yeah, Dolphy's working on it. You can't rely on Creative Assembly to do this shit properly. The second one was Dynasty. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's not really a sequel, is it? It's just like a soft remake.
Holy Roman Empire roster members.
Okay, alright.
Both on foot and mounted. Here's how mid-game knights look, and these are the same culture spread in every game, and that culture flow will dictate your roster besides your core units. And also another important news drop, naval battles are confirmed. The problem is
they
they're
are not
rebuilt completely in the engine.
No, they are not. They just said they're gonna do it. That's pretty far from confirmed. They just said they'll do it. They've gone back on their word before. But I mean, I don't deny that they're probably going to, because that's a cash cow.
Most likely. Probably the biggest reveal for some of us old heads out there. Rome 2 is getting a free update. A surprise,
who cares?
To be sure, but a welcome one. Now let's count how many mods are gonna break with the update. Honestly, Attila should end up priority here because we all know the performance issues and bugs.
Attila should be the priority. Okay, so I know what generation this guy's from. I see. I think I've narrowed it down. I think I've got a pretty good grasp on what like the communities are now. I think I'm starting to get it. So we know which one he's from. Yeah, Lusted is gonna. I mean, didn't he just explain how Warhammer does its combat, and then said they were gonna implement it into Rome too. Am I remembering that correctly? The Knight concept art looks very generic for concept art, at least. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's concept art, so you know. I mean, I don't expect it. I don't expect it to look amazing. I just don't understand why we're being shown concept art. I don't care. You know, I don't care at all. Seeing Rome 2 combat makes me visibly sick. It's a nonsense. Somehow Warhammer's worse, but it's a nonsensical feedback loop of
it's not gonna be
nauseating colors and moving. Like, gosh, it's terrible. Moving objects.
Or percentage will still go through the armor. Critical hits from Thrones of Britannia, or hey, lethality from Total War Pharaoh, or even Rome Total War, is gonna be introduced into Rome 2.
Oh gosh, lethality? What are we talking about? Critical strikes? What is this? Dark Souls? What game are we making here? Gosh. You see, like, these people, they just gotta go. Like, they can't be allowed. They can't be allowed to dictate what this game looks like in the future. Y'all just, like, sorry, like Reptilicus, you know, as I'm addressing you directly. Like, you just gotta shut up. You just got to shut the hell up. That's crazy. Oh wait, no. Let me rewind, because he might be condemning it actually. So like, hang on.
Armor piercing damage is actually affected by armor now. It no longer completely bypasses it, but a higher percentage will still go through the armor. Critical hits from Thrones of Britannia, or hey, lethality from Total War Pharaoh, or even Rome Total War, is going to be introduced into Rome 2. So that means that an entity can instantly die, percentage-based chance, regardless of its hit points. Flanking, morale, terrain, all the good stuff they're trying to...
Nope. Nope. Disgusting. Alright, moving on. I've heard enough. We don't need to keep watching.
So some very exciting news when it comes to...
Ah! Oh gosh! He's back! No! Horrifying. Redacted. Is that footage of the devs testing stuff recent? I hope not, because that means the game is not even a project yet, just a testing bed for features. Are you talking about Medieval 3? Because the stuff that they showed, that was being showed in that one video, that was gameplay they showed in the Siege demonstration. So months back, but that's the last bit of actual gameplay we had. Let me see. They already killed Rome 2, or I come too early. No, I mean, depends on what you mean. Rome 2's not dead yet. We need to get rid of the CA Glazers. Send them back. Yeah. What's wrong with what he said? I think it's a step in the right direction. Are you rage baiting me right now? Are you screwing with me? I think you're screwing with me. You're screwing with me. You're talking about what Reptilicus said, right? About the critical hits and the lethality. Is that what you're referring to? Combat system. Oh, I'm honestly not sure. I'm not sure. You'll have to look that up, or I'll have to. You know, I guess it's on. I guess it's on me. I don't think so. I don't think it's occurred yet. And I don't know if we have a release date. I wasn't paying attention. And I did want to mention before we started watching these. When we watch the CA streams, I might seem a little unfocused. And that's because I am. Because I already know, you know, you see the health bars, you see the streamlined maps, and the boring, clunky, arcadey combat. And on top of all of that, you know, all Warhammer 40k is, and Medieval 3 is a platform to sell you more DLC anyway. There's no... And, you know, you've seen the demonstrations, you've seen the streams already. They're already going in the wrong direction. It's already screwed. So anything that comes out of the pipeline, it's going to be scuffed. So I just try to get through watching it because it's painful. So I apologize if you know, if you're like trying to listen. But that's just not really. I used to want to do that too, but that's just not really my vibe anymore. I know it's gonna be crap unless they pull a complete 180 in a next stream or something. It's already scuffed. But anyway, I mean, does anybody really care about Rome 2? I guess a few people do. I don't really. Years later, the game still kind of sucks. Yeah. What's wrong with less relying on HP? It's closer to... Is that what he said? Less relying on HP? I'm pretty sure he didn't say that. I'm pretty sure all he said was talking about critical hits and the feature from Pharaoh, Dynasties or whatever. That's what I remember. I don't think... Does that intrinsically mean they're going to rely less on HP? But the fact that the HP is still there at all is a problem. Just adding these new features, they are compensating for an issue that needs to be reworked from the ground up. You know, it's not... They're just putting band-aids on stuff. It's not entirely beneficial. But anyway, let's see what this guy has to say.
2 is actually going to be getting some updates, and it probably applies to a lot of the...
What?
So some very exciting news when it comes to Total War. Rome 2 is actually going to be getting some updates, and it probably applies to a lot of the older historical titles as well, be it Shogun 2, Attila, you name it. So let's get into it. So all of this comes off the back of a show and tell live stream that Creative Assembly did, which I've taken notes on here. Let's get into it. For the most part, it's going to be covering, well, what is this new update strategy they have to existing titles. Let's get into
this guy, he just hits you with a PowerPoint. Gosh darn it. Pantheon, Rome 2, impact to mods.
A lot of work there. And then finally, there was here an acknowledgement of, well, what does this all mean for long existing mods that people rely upon? And first, Jack acknowledged that, hey, you know,
that's a cursed sentence. Mods that people rely upon.
Was a modder in the past. He understands how disruptive this can be. And he wants to make sure that he communicates these changes well in advance so that the mod team that are there for existing mods can make updates. And he said the goal here is to have one big update for the Pantheon update so that the mods just have to do the update once to reflect all the kind of back-end changes that he's doing. That's great. But he does also recognize the blog space. So let's go over Mars, the battles.
Oh, no.
So basically what they're saying...
actually, no, I do want to see it. I do want to hear
on both the live stream and actually on the blog space. So let's go over Mars, the battles. So basically what they're saying here is high level for battles. They want battles to be more impactful and to have a lot of the polish of newer titles. So what that means for them is a focus on making flanking, fatigue, and morale more important and more rewarding. At the same time, they do recognize that as they make these tweaks, it could potentially make battles go faster. And so they're making other tweaks to keep the pacing of battles at around 10 to 15 minutes. So yeah, that's all looking good. Now,
that's all looking good, guys. That's all looking good. Awesome. I mean, is it? I'd like to see some results because I remember the way they described it was not great, and a lot of it was just inconsequential stuff to the player, you know. And they didn't demonstrate. He said it's looking good. They didn't demonstrate anything. I would have liked to have seen something. Campaign update. What's this? I don't care about that.
Basically, changing your well, there's a lot of things, but most of it is going to be around how buildings work, their perks, how they unlock. It's a lot of stuff where basically the main thrust of what they're trying to do is essentially make it so that the decisions sort of ramp up over time. And a good way to show this is down here. So for instance, these are the kind of revised tech trees, and they have
tech trees. Oh gosh. Okay. Right. I forgot that those games have tech trees. Ay.
Quality of life improvements that we'll see for Rome 2. I'm hoping that, again, Jack will have more resources in the future so that we can see more stuff added, like more units, more factions, more stuff.
Okay, so basically everything from what we've seen so far, everything Creative Assembly is doing is A-okay. Awesome. Where is it? I have it here. There we go. All right. Moving on. Oh my gosh, perfect. Okay, Rome 2 is about to be screwed by CA Jack Lusted. We didn't watch this, did we? I don't think we did. I think I mentioned it. But, yeah, Terminator is explicitly interested in this part of CA's roadmap. And, yeah, I found that interesting. Let me read. Oh, where are we? Rome 2 is getting a major update. No, who cares? Who cares? We need to be honest. Most of those videos analyzing vague dev blogs news are boring, even the ones not about Total War. Yeah, I know. I know. But if I have to suffer, so do you. We had better combat 20, 25 years ago. Kind of makes me... I know. It's sad. Oh, they want to update Choke. I think so.
Right, guys, so if you didn't watch...
He broke containment. The alright guys broke containment. Damn. Oh no, they want to update. Yeah. Get your hands off Shogun. Yeah, you better get your physical copies. I'm telling you better get your Steamless copies because they're about to ruin your game. They're coming for them. I think it still can be made better. Just look at what Juggernaut was able to do with limited tool. Well, yeah. Are we still talking about Rome 2? Like, yeah, of course it could be made better. You know, when you start in a hole, the only way to go is up. It's not. Yeah, it can absolutely be made better. I mean, we don't disagree on that. Rogue 2 could do much better if they fix unit cohesion to prevent the units dissolving the moment. There's a ton of stuff they would have to do to fix that game. They would basically have to remake it. It's Jover for that game. Dude's name is way too close to Scatman. I know. I know. I find that a little immature, so I don't make the comparison, but it's true. It's true. Silly Sam, I was literally going to say... yeah. Yeah. Oh.
And so, can you imagine how many lives...
I forgot what that was. All right.
All right, guys. So if you didn't watch the Total War Show and Tell live stream earlier today, then a quick recap. At the Rome 2 section of the live stream, Jack Lusted came on, who was one of the, I think, the main dev behind Total War Thrones of Britannia. He came on, and he's basically talking here about the various updates that he alone, by the way, there's no team here, it's just him, working on Rome 2 Total.
A lot of venom in that. Am I interpreting that incorrectly? I felt like that was very pointed.
Or to update it with new patches over the next, let's say, 6 months to a year. There's no clear timeline, nothing shared here, but that would be my guess anyway. That's my theory. So I have a lot of thoughts about this.
I bet you do.
Like you saw on the thumbnail, I think that this is a classic case of don't fix what's not broken. Rome 2 is absolutely far from the top of the list in terms of games.
Bad.
Legacy game.
Bad is the word you're looking for, Terminator. Bad, subpar, a catastrophic disappointment, an overwhelming failure, a stain on this company's reputation. A catastrophe so fantastical that anybody involved should be barred from working in video gaming ever again. I think those are the words you're looking for. You can pick one or all of those if you want.
Games that really needs an update, a modernization. I think Rome 2 is obviously the most popular historical game in the legacy titles right now, and CA is making a strategic business decision to go back and update Rome 2 Total War, mainly for visuals and positioning of promoting community.
This is more lively than I usually see him. Okay, wait, we might have to stick on this one for a minute. Buckle in, get your drinks. We might have to. I don't think I've seen him so like visceral. You know, he's being mean here. What happened to being positive? What happened to being positive, Terminator? Everything was so positive and uplifting a few months ago prior to this recording. What happened? Did perhaps something threatened the moneymaker. Not saying that's what happened. Just, you know. I'm inquiring. I had 2 people click off when I said we were going to stick here for a minute. And I don't blame them. I actually don't blame them. Thrones of Britannia, literally who? I know Jack Lusted in passing. I barely only kind of know who that guy is. F for Rome 2, I use to really like it, yeah. Nobody played Thrones of Britannia, even pirated. I did. I did. I don't know if that was when I had lower standards, but I remember liking something about it. It's in no way a good game, and I knew that, but there was something about it that I liked. I don't remember what it is. The game will be preserved by a girl who happens to be fit. The game will be preserved by a girl who happens to be fit. Redacted, what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? Maybe Stratman could help him. We saw how much he fixed Rome 2. Okay, wait. Hold up. You are not allowed to be funnier than me in my own stream. Holy shit. Oh, gosh, that was clever. Base takes by Stratman, could it be? Possibly. But also possibly in the vein of self-preservation. So, like, this may be proving that he has a brain and that he can critically analyze things like, you know, what I talked about in the Inquisitorial video or the Medieval 3 is going to be bad video. He can look at stuff like that and admit that those are probably not good things. But, you know, he's trying, I think he's trying to get on the bandwagon of, you know, cock-riding Creative Assembly to get views. But, you know, perhaps now that seemingly, in my opinion, the bake stands to be impacted a little bit. Now he's gonna, we're about to get screwed, you know. So
goodwill
let's
and
see.
Bringing back historical fans who've maybe left over the last few years because they've been very disenfranchised by the company, by the series, the mistakes that have been made, especially with regards to historical games. And I think this is a very easy, quick win for them is what they're thinking. Oh, let's go back and update Rome 2 because a lot of people are still playing it.
Like, whoa, like what? Where is that coming from? Like what? Wait a minute. So you're aware these things are happening and you're still writing create corporate cock? Like, what? Dude. all right. I'll stop pausing it. I'm sorry.
And we might do some good work. They might really enjoy it. And if they do, we can spread the word maybe with a little bit of marketing peppered here and there and get people excited again about historical Total War, how we're really back in touch with our community and our player base and doing good stuff here. But here's the reality. The reality check is Rome 2 doesn't need updating. A lot of the thousands of mods that are available for the game, the Steam Workshop, already do at least 60 to 70% of the...
I mean, the only reason I would agree with that is because I think Rome 2 is a lost cause. I think he would advocate that it's like a good game, but it's actually not.
The changes, the updates that Jack Lusted is working
I
on.
also don't... people still go with, like, the historical fans. Or what... I despise that argument. I really do. It's not a historical fantasy issue. I played Warhammer. And newsflash, guys, I like Warhammer Total War. I like the games. You know, that's the problem. Because I like them, and I know that they're shit. And they could be better. That's why I get so pissed. Because they shouldn't be in the state that they're in. They're not fun. They're not good. There's nothing to do with the fact that they're not historical.
So to recap on what he's doing a battle, bug fix, and rebalance pass called the Mars update. This will be the first patch that comes out
Just tell me what you
and
think
will
about
be
it,
an
Turn.
opt-in
Don't
beta to
explain it
begin
to
with.
me.
So you're going to be able to go in, opt into the beta, test it all out, give feedback, lots of changes, improvements on his side, la 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 la. And then the Mars update gets rolled into the main branch of the game. And then I'm guessing the same will happen with Venus. Visuals, again, on the campaign side exclusively. I don't see any visuals coming, visual upgrades coming to the battle side of things. And that,
Hang
again...
on, what did you say, Redacted? Did Pixelated Apollo fall to the positive side of the Force? I think there is much peace in just doing multiplayer battles in older games and ignoring new stuff. It depends on what you mean by which side he fell on. But yeah, like I think he really backed off the like the whole discussion portion of Total War. Are these lots of people on the game now? 3,753 current on Steam. What did he say? That there's lots of people who like Rome 2? Is that what he said? Personally, I have a preference for historical games. Like, yeah, you know, you can have a preference, you know, but if these games played remotely tactically or interestingly or had, you know, the same kind of vibe as like as a Gates of Hell or Medieval 2, I would play it. You know, I am privy to the historical stuff, but I would play it if it was good. You know, it could be Lord of the Rings and it would still be good, or it would be good. You know, it doesn't matter what the genre is. 4K players is a lot for a 13-year-old game. I'll take your word for it.
And it's going to be very much what modders have already done before. In fact, this is basically Orbis Aqua and Orbis Terrarium being done officially, which is crazy, maybe with some reshade as well. I don't see a lot of asset improvements or anything like that either. So yeah, Venus is going to come after that, which will be a visual upgrade on the campaign side of things. Again,
just tell me what you think about it, bro.
Updates coming, and I'm sure there's a lot more that he's working on the campaign side mechanically, on the fire in the tiers, etc. How armor defense, you know, melee frontal defense,
maybe we'll skip to the end.
Flanking defense, flanking charging defense, all that is being tweaked. Like they talk a little bit about fatigue, morale, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, in a nutshell, it's a very minor, in my opinion, insignificant set of updates coming to Rome 2 Total War that really the modding scene has already been doing for the last 10 years.
Said that already.
It seems to me like, anyway, Jack Lusted, a single individual working on this, a very minor commitment by Creative Assembly to go back to update their legacy games after all the hoo-ha they made of how amazing this is going to be and how there are all these amazing players still playing our older games. We need to service them with better
Rome
kind
2
of games, more modern games that are up to par. None of that is really coming into fruition as far as we can see from this showcase. I mean, Rome 2 is getting essentially Jack Lusted modding the game in his own...
Make sure you subscribe, guys. Are you convinced yet? Are you subscribed yet?
Personal vision to rebalance the campaign and the battles when they really don't need that much rebalancing. I mean, there are bugs. There are definitely bugs and issues that can be resolved. And there are some optimization issues as well that I wish he would touch. I don't think he got into that. I really don't like naval battles in Rome 2 either. There's a lot of broken stuff about naval battles, which I don't think he mentioned either. But yeah, there are genuine issues with Rome 2 that they don't talk about at all. And the main big problem for me is obvious. It's the fact that these insignificant changes are going to be made at the expense of the modding community. At the
Oh shit, there it is. Yes. Yes. Ah, yes, get mad, Terminator. Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of sucking dick and getting tossed to the curb by this soulless company? Aren't you sick and tired of it? Don't you want to get mad? Don't you want to break the shackles of the Redditoid masses that seek their slop every full moon? Aren't you tired yet? You're so close. I haven't heard him this vitriolic in a minute. Like, I say vitriolic, that's a very over exaggeration of what we're listening to. It's just him being like kind of kind of unpleased about the situation. But this is the most negative he's been about anything in like, what, years? If I remember correctly, he's so close. I bet. I mean, I don't know. I doubt it, because I've said a lot of mean things about him, which he deserves. But, in my opinion, we might be able to convince this guy. We might be able to convince him. I don't know. One can hope. Like I've said before, nobody's beyond redemption. You know, nobody's beyond redemption. He can come back. I think he can come back.
Expense of the thousands of mods that have been made for Rome 2 that are going to be incompatible after all of this work.
Yes, do it for the mods.
And he does, of course, you know, like previous kind of updates on games like Rome 2, he does mention that if you want to play a mod, you can essentially roll back the update and access it and be able to play it again. But you know, the updates, the patches that he's going to be rolling out is going to be added into the main branch of the game, and they will be incompatible with any mod in the Rome 2 Steam Workshop right now. Modders will essentially have to work to update their mods to be compatible again with the newer versions of Rome 2 that he is working on, which honestly, it could be a lot of work. I don't know how much coding is going into the back end of Rome 2 from...
but you can you can remaster Rome 2, can't you? Can't you, Terminator? All right.
From Jack Lustig's efforts here. Modders might have a really hard time, might have a really easy time, but it just kind of depends on how much work that CA is going to be putting into Rome 2 in this update. Either way, though, mods are basically going to be broken when Rome 2 is updated. So, yeah.
Something I've noticed, he likes to reiterate. I think he has bullet points. He doesn't really make a script. I think he should start making scripts. Because he really mulls over points he's already stated. I'm going to skip to the end for the sake of retention here, but I will go back and watch this.
Etc. It may take a little while, little updates on everything else here, but CA is going back to update Rome 2. It's going to break every mod out there. Whether you like the new updates or not, you're not going to be able to play your favorite mods with them unless they do get updated and made compatible, you know, mods like Dividate, Impera, etc. But, you know, it really just depends on how much work and effort Jack Lustig puts into this, because if it's a lot of work, on the back end and engine, etc., it may take a little while for mods like DEI to catch up. And in the meantime, the thousands of other mods will not catch up because the modders have moved on. So
does that make you mad, Terminator?
I'm not a big fan. I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. There are plenty of other things that they could have done. Optimization, multiplayer chat, UI scaling, 64-bit. Like, there's so much they could have done, and they just haven't, essentially. So that's it for today, guys. That's my rant.
Those are pretty negative comments. That's not very positive or uplifting, Terminator. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? Are you feeling burnt out? See, I can't. These people would never talk to me. The fact that I got Tomic to talk to me was a miracle. It is. Oh. And I'll just say publicly now, Matt's next. I'm going to try Matt. French didn't want to. French Monk, he didn't want to. He didn't want to talk to me alone. I might reach out to Terminator. I might, watching this. This is pretty old. How old is this? It's from the show and tell. So it's 4 months old. So I'm sure some of that anger has calmed down, but I don't know. I would kind of want to have that conversation. I don't want him to get in there, though, and just be like, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I want him to do what Tomic did. I want him to have his own opinions. Dude, that's how I know Tomic's like a genuine person, because he's like willing to disagree with me. And it doesn't feel superficial. He believes what he believes. It's, you know, in a lot of cases it's wrong. And, you know, I told him that to his face, but I think he actually believes it. I don't think he's guarding a grift or anything. I don't know. Terminator, I think it's time. I think it's time that you just unmask and just come out. Be the troll butterfly we all know you can be. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. I know you're sick of it. You've got to be. It's sucking ass for this company for so long. You know. Like I wouldn't be. I'd lose my mind. What's up, Tomic? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 review win. I've got your review. The company sold out to an evil shadow corporation who does not have my best interests in mind. And you shouldn't give them any of your money. Review done. Post it. That's a short. Bam. there's your review. All right, let's see. How you doing, Tomic? Welcome. Thanks for coming. These updates sound interesting. You're trying to rage bait me. But to be frank, I would play a Lord of the Rings game. Maybe it's because I'm not into Warhammer. Yeah. Lord of the Rings is cool. And if these people had any respect for the people they, the people, I mean, Creative Assembly, and the people that give them money, us, their community, they would have done that. But what happened is Games Workshop rolled up with bags of money. And so we didn't get that. And then they made a vastly inferior version of a Warhammer Fantasy game. And now everything's shit. I imagine most are playing non-vanilla. I assume you mean Rome 2. Yeah, probably. The same mods he used in Remaster Rome 2. Did CA Remaster Rome 2 or no? I don't think so. Don't ask me. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they didn't. These updates sound interesting. Redacted. The campaign map, in my opinion, needed the least visual upgrading. The RTS battles are worse in the graphics department. Yeah. Screw Warhammer. Con strategy. What's up, man? In all seriousness, I think content creators like that believe their feedback changes something. Well, I don't know. I'm a bit of a sap when it comes to that. I think if you have a platform where you speak, like even with me, as small as mine is, I have an impact on what people think, but that's why I take such care to make sure what I'm saying is objective and unbiased and, unbiased, when it's necessary, and, informative and interesting and also fun. Because people come to my channel and watch my content. That's a responsibility, and when you say stupid shit that corroborates stupid shit for arguably crooked companies, you need to be held accountable because you are damaging the zeitgeist, whether you believe that or not. That's just my stance on it. I guess it can be argued that that's the case, but that's why I get so irritated with these people. It's important to me that people say things that are genuine and honest and not just for the sake of guarding a grift, How come CA, Silly Sam says, how come CA has such a monopoly on the game? Is it just because none of the competition has enough budget? I think it's just because for the longest time they did it best. I think Paradox, I think Volan mentioned a while back, Paradox attempted to do real-time battles, but it didn't go very well. Total War had a system that was good, and Creative Assembly had code and technology that was way ahead of the curve. So they've managed to maintain a stranglehold, but that stranglehold is ending now because they've lost the ability to maintain what made those old games fun: the tactics, the simulation, the simulation portion of the battle gameplay. And now people like Rule of Iron, Candyman from Rule of Iron of Isenglass Studios, and one Carthage Parabellum game, Songs of Styx. They're starting to hone in on the simulation tactical portion of strategy. And soon, you know, I think bigger companies just don't bother with it because, you know, they already have such a stranglehold. You know, Total War already has, you know, the money and the technology to back it up. But I think blood is in the water now. So even independent creators can do things that outdo stuff Creative Assembly does. So they won't have a monopoly for long. It's already kind of shattered. You made me go on a tangent. Sorry about that. They get data, what the community thinks, comment on updates, as if CA gave a damn about their commentary. That's true. Yeah, nobody cares. they don't care. Oh, I went up too far. A lot of the old modders have packed up. Not many around. Is that true? I mean, I assume you're telling the truth. He's the Strat Man. Oh, what? Did you stroke out? What was that? That's full clip. He said that. The Redacted says, the developer looks so smug, I sincerely can't take him seriously. Lusted was a Medieval 2 modder they hired. I did kind of know that, I think. Did I read all of these? I don't think I did. Damn, you have a problem with KCD2? Blood likes nothing, Silly Sam said. No, I'm not saying that Kingdom Come Deliverance is a bad game. I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. I love that game. I thought it was great. I'm sure the sequel is a good game, but I refuse to play it because of the business decisions they have made in the pursuit of profit, and they decided to co-league with a company, a shadow company, that seeks to undermine the things that I like and care about and hold dear, and therefore, because of that decision, they will see no more of my money. That is my protest. It sucks, because I'm sure Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a great game. I've been told by many people it's great, and I want to play it, but I outright refuse to give that company money. And I would advocate that everybody else does the same. That is the price of protests. You know, if you're not sacrificing anything, are you really protesting? There are lots of things that I would like to do, but I don't do because I have, in my opinion, a moral obligation to not do it for the sake of demonstrating that I don't support the decisions that were made by particular companies. I was burned on Rome 2, never played the Warhammer. Yeah, that's all right. That's valid. The difference between you or Volan to these content creators is that you sound like you and Volan speak to me. They sound like they are talking to CA. Yeah, no, exactly. Just like how, you know, Creative Assembly, they talk to their investors. They're not really talking to you. Yeah, it feels like a lot of these creators are like, please, I'll dick ride for money. You know, that's what I... Shit, don't clip that. Let me see. Paradox had that King Arthur game, and it did have some pretty good concepts like spells that changed the weather, but it was more jank than Rome Total War, if that's possible. Sometimes that's fun, but no, it's true. King Arthur. Just FYI, I look you in the eyes when you answer my messages. I'm not looking at the camera anymore. Oh, gosh. Look you in the eyes. Why would you tell me that? Oh, y'all are funny, man. Oh, shit. Redacted. It's like how I feel about GTA. It will probably be at least decent, but supporting Sony and Rockstar... Exactly. Exactly. The stuff that Rockstar has been pulling lately is complete bullshit and corporate nonsense. Just, just yo-ho the game? No. It's not It's not even worth that to me. I refuse to even pirate your game. That's how much I loathe the decision. Can y'all still hear me? Something just disconnected. Hang on. Let me check the audio. I just heard something disconnect. What was that? I can hear? Okay. I don't... Okay. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Something's falling apart. I'll be rewatching later. Looks fun. All right, take care, Atomic. Peak parasocial behavior, Sam. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't be parasocial. I can't help you. Oh, okay, we're done with this. How far are we? An hour 20? I mean, y'all got anything else going on tonight? We can keep going. Yeah, we got a lot to get through. I was thinking I'd get through all of these today.
We now have our first look at the Medieval 3 unit roster, specifically the Holy Roman Empire.
Is this another one?
Was shown off in the show and tell live stream. So some very exciting news.
Oh my gosh, it is a different video. It's a completely different video. Dude, this guy lives in like a sterile environment. He was grown in a lab. Like a fungus. To plague me. Goodness gracious. Unit reveal. Oh my gosh, please. Invicta, tell me how fantastic.
Roster, specifically the Holy Roman Empire, that was shown off in the show and tell live stream from Creative Assembly. I have the notes here, so let's get into it. Now, as always, I've put together a summary.
Look at all this, just an info dump. Because these are fun at the beginning of movies. You know, I watched Star Wars, and my favorite part was, oh yeah, I can't wait to read this shit. Goodness gracious. Tell me how everything's awesome, awesome, awesome.
Of my notes in a mirror board here, so it's going to be covering the general approach to unit roster design, then here the sort of framework and scaffolding that they're setting up for unit rosters in Medieval 3 with a specific look at the Holy Roman Empire as a case study. Then we look specifically at select units from the Holy Roman Empire roster, and then finally there are some cleanup questions that are relevant for Medieval 3. Alright, so from the top we're going to be going into the general approach. So the main thing that they want to do when it comes to unit rosters is they want to be strongly tied to the people. And that means that, you know, it's the window to the world is their common framing that they say. So basically what this means is they want to have each characteristic region have its own specific troops. And they bucket this into different groups that will be seen. Oh gosh.
We're just going over the stuff that we already watched in the stream. Bro, get out of here with that. If you don't have anything to say, why make the video? Shit. Okay. All right. Hold on. My will will hold on.
Going to be the Holy Roman Empire unit roster, sort of as it stands right now, and I have this broken out here. But basically what they're doing is they're taking the unit roster and they're coming up with different parts of that roster that represents different levels of uniqueness. So the first one, the most...
What's going on? What's going on in the background? Wait, do you... hang on. Y'all gotta tell me if you hear this. What was that?
With different parts of that roster that represents different levels of uniqueness. So the first one, the big units... and
oh, shit! No! Somebody's working on a car or falling down the stairs in the background, like his family's just doing morning shit. Where was I? It's a lab. It's an actual lab. They're like they're what do you call it? They're welding his container closer. They're adding attachments so he doesn't breach containment.
Coming up with these unit rosters by having sort of 4 different parts of the equation. So this is going to be the Holy Roman Empire unit roster, sort of as it stands right now.
Oh gosh, I don't care, bro. Holy shit. You guys are only seeing like a fraction of this stuff. I gotta rewatch all of this. I gotta rewatch all of it. You know, because I have to make a comprehensive video. I can't say unsubstantiated shit. So I gotta rewatch all of this. And you see me squirming and jumping. I'm doing the same thing, just not jumping from point to point in private. And, you know, I wanted to make you guys suffer too. I wanted to bring you guys into this and make you suffer with me. But I literally can't do that because this stuff is so... nobody would watch it. It's... I can't... I see Melkor's in the chat. What's up, Melkor? Invicta reminds me of a job interview on Microsoft Teams. Yeah. Reminds me of an AI. Yeah. Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah. Beat me to the punch. If I had a Total War channel, I'd make your comment my banner. Redacted is just... I wish I had alcohol to make it smoother, not an alcoholic. Well, neither am I. What are you implying? Asshole. He does look like an AI video. Yeah. Yeah. Cat, maybe? Knocking over... I mean, I guess it could be. The cat fell down the stairs with the cutlery. Q&A. For what, you? Look... Most replayed segment at the end. Nice.
You know, there's a lot of stuff, but it's very close quarters. So that is a design challenge because close quarters blobbing is not a very fun experience. So they're having working sessions to see if it's possible, different ideation on what this could look like. How can they make it truly unique? And to me, a unique feature would be something where, yes, it's close and confined, but there would be some system of gaining ground in a siege, and maybe you can go into a siege, make progress, leave the battle, and not have it be a loss, but have you gain ground or deteriorate a wall. So making sieges something...
Guess what, big man? That was in Medieval 1, Rome 1, and Medieval 2. So we are just asking for old features now. I love how he talks about this like he's coming up with it off the dome.
More progressive, where year after year you can launch different raids or sorties to rip aside, you know, barricades or towers or things like that. Sieges could be something that you revisit over time. But then, yeah, that's basically it for...
Is that basically it?
Updates.
Oh, wait, no, tell me how much you love it.
I'm very excited to see this. For me, it's very promising, not just from a gameplay perspective, but a historical realism perspective. How the
my gosh, because that's what's most important in a video game. Realism! You know, there's a video I like to quote a lot from Gabe Newell, where he says he's in a meeting. Well, actually, I'll just go find it. We're gonna take a detour and watch this clip from Gabe Newell. I'll just show you. There you go.
Where you'd be sitting in a design review and somebody say that's not realistic, and you're like, okay, what does that have like? Explain to me why that's interesting, because in the real world I have to write up lists of stuff I have to go to the grocery store to buy, and I've never thought to myself that realism is fun. I go play games to have fun, and so we had to come.
Poetry, period. So all you people worrying about freaking realism, just I understand we want to hold on to a little bit of it, but games cannot be realistic if you want them to be fun. They can't be overly realistic, is what I mean. You know. So anyway, what are y'all saying? How much watch time do you think he gets? I don't know, man. Cause look, 100K views. You know, in a lot of ways, this guy's my superior. In terms of, you know, viewership and probably retention. There are a lot of people who watch this, I feel. You want to know why? Hang on. I feel like I'm yelling. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this stuff. I apologize. Just let me know, like, hey, you know, Teutonica, you're spurging. Calm down. But hang on, let me find this. I'm not going to find it, am I? It's in here.
Trash. I love trash. Yum, yum, trash. I want to eat trash.
That's relevant, but that's not what I'm looking for. Here's what I'm looking for.
But the people are retarded.
What can I do? Those guys should be hired to be community managers or whatever and make 300 view QAs on official channels. They don't need to hire them. They do it for free, you know? Invicta mostly does documentaries, so I'm not surprised he's more concerned with historical accuracy. And once again, I am faced with the not the dichotomy. What is the word? I'm forgetting words tonight. I am faced with the question of why is he making videos about this? I assume, on a personal level, in my opinion, he's doing it because it gets views. But he knows not. I don't think he knows enough about Total War to adequately make make a judgment call on anything that's happening. So, yeah, okay, we're moving on. Here's a new. It's another strap, man. It's another Terminator.
All right, guys. So, and yeah.
All right, guys. Buckle up. Yeah. All right.
Yesterday's Total War show and tell live stream, we had Josh here with developers and designers Pav and Leaf come on for an interview.
It's life.
To discuss Total War Medieval 3. This section was a total of like 25 minutes roughly, which seemed quite limited compared to the other sections in this live stream.
This came out before this?
You know, we had Rome 2, Warhammer 3, Warhammer 40k community inbox. This was a big 2-hour live stream.
No
Medieval 3
timestamps.
only got like 25 minutes, and it felt quite limited. Not a lot of new details were shared here, but there were some things that were worth discussing.
He always says that. He's not a lot of new details. You know, very little was revealed here. 20-minute video talking about it. Goodness gracious.
That I wanted to make a video about to dive deeper into with you guys and look over at the Creative Assembly Total War forums as well, where there's even more.
Oh gosh. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch all of this again. I'm dreading that. That's why these videos take so long to come out. Because number one, it literally takes a long time to do this. Number two, it's just, I don't want to. I just don't want to.
So that's what we're going to do today. Let's dive straight in. Essentially,
but I do.
We got a lot of information.
I do it for you, my fans. Oh, that's really
That's already been shared.
Ironically, I felt gross doing that. Sorry, I won't do it again.
Started off with something quite cool, which is the unit roster designs. So this isn't specific to, oh, these units are going to be in the game. This is how
and so
the
we talk
Holy
about
Roman
this for
Empire,
7 minutes.
Effort here that should be recognized, and I really like that. I think that
show me the part about the ladders, bro.
Is inspired.
Shut up.
Is super important for the player. That's
the
essentially the unit roster things. We then got a short snippet on the ladder animations, the mechanic of having specific ladders being carried, and you know how the animations, the directions, the movement, all of that is being done here with ladders and going on to the walls there, etc. I think later they do actually show a siege that they did show in a previous live stream where the ladders are still quite tall, high above the walls, but I think that's more so for in terms of early days. This is how the ladders might be if, for example, the walls are the highest in level, essentially. But yeah, so it's all functional, it's all great. The ladders we saw here, this is like the first iteration of this, so of course it's going to be much more improved as well. Everyone is looking at this and thinking, oh my god, this is going to be terrible. Medieval 3 is going to be the worst game ever. CA have no idea what they're doing. Like, this is the earliest possible we're seeing all of this, right? So all of this is going to change.
I want to go back a little bit here. Like, I wanted to do that. I wanted to let that finish, but I want to go back a little bit here, just listening to something he said.
It's all great. The ladders we saw here, this is like the first iteration of this, so of course it's going to be much more improved as well. Everyone is looking at this and thinking, oh my god, this is going to be terrible. Medieval 3 is going to be the worst game ever. CA have no idea what they're doing. Like, this is the earliest possible we're seeing all of this, right?
Hang on. Let me find it.
The game that I have the most hours in is Warhammer 3. Thousands of hours in Civ. I'm a terrible Total War player.
This is not just pre-production, it is pre-alpha.
This is super early code. We're way pre-alpha, and
you know, that excuse it doesn't fly anymore. Like, we know when they say pre-alpha, we know that means the product is close. Like, from pattern recognition, from what we've seen in the past, you know, I didn't even know they slapped the pre-alpha label on the first Warhammer gameplay showcase. That game doesn't look any different, so I don't know how that could be pre-alpha. Like, I understand that they'll probably beef up the graphics or whatever, but in terms of gameplay, I think this is it. I think this is it. And I remember, you know, watching the 40K stuff, I remember thinking, okay, so the demo is just, this is the game. Because we've seen it so many times. This is the game. And then the recent demo that they released at Gamescom literally had the same map and the same factions and unit. Well, not the same faction. They had, the Astra Militarum was replaced by the Space Marines. But it was like the same, you know, the orcs, and they just swapped the sides they were coming at each other from. That's the game. That what you saw in that demo, that's the game. I'm 100% certain about that. Whether that's true or not, you know, we're still waiting to see. But I think it is it. What else did he say?
So all of this is going to change 1,000%.
You have no, literally, not only do you have no basis for that statement, but you have evidence to the contrary. So let's just...
They have no idea what they're doing. Like this...
Right. That's not why people think this, because the ladders look bad. People think that Creative Assembly doesn't know what they're doing because they are literally saying in streams that they are having to build old features like soldiers carrying ladders back into the game because they no longer have the technology to just do it. That's why people think Creative Assembly doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't know what they're doing. So wrong on all counts. Wrong on all counts. And he was just in a video talking about how Creative Assembly is going to let this guy screw up the old games. But now, once again, you know, oh, it's just great. It's just pre-production. It's going to get better. All right. All right, bud. Wrong again. Oh, boy. What am I looking at? Silly Sam said, mostly... wait. Redacted says, imagine your name is Paw. Paw Patrol would hit different. Okay. Thanks for that, guys. Dolphy says, loads. Oh, ladders. Okay, thank you, Dolphy. I had no idea what you were doing. Redacted says, Paw Patrol sounds either like something cute or very effed up. Yeah. Dolphy, I love how no one is looking at the SDK stuff. Like, what SDK? What's that? They show the city expand with population. SDK. Ladders are functional is the biggest news apparently. Dolphy also what's SDK? You're gonna have to explain that to me. I actually have no idea what that is. I've been too busy with this. You see, this is my domain. This is what I look at. Just a development kit, basically? For what? For Total War? Redacted, it's so early that's why... What? That why are we even talking about it in at least 15-minute video? Yeah, right. I know. I comment on it because there are videos like this, and I've kind of scaled back the critical analysis, like I said earlier, because what else is there to say? You know, they're proud that they're putting in features that existed 20 years ago. It's over. It's done. There's nothing... Like, what else is there to look forward to? This, to me, is very early engine testing. There is effectively no game there. It's like putting a demo together in Unreal, but it's their own engine, so they are making the feature still. That's an interesting take. I like that take. It's usually modding kit. Oh, it's a modding kit. Okay. I just realized they worked around not having the ladder technology in Rome 2 by basically making them remodel each other. Yeah, because you have there's no need for ladders, you know? You don't need to get through another gate. You don't need to get through another ring of walls. So there's no point. effectively dumbed down. Okay, do we need to watch any more of this? I think
this is the earliest possible. We're seeing all of this, right? So all of this is going to change 1,000%.
Great excuse.
It's just nice to know.
It's a real good
on
excuse.
paper
So when you show like subpar footage of engine tests and try to pass them off as, you know, gameplay, you know, well, but it's super early. You don't know.
They're working on this. They're doing a lot of effort to
Let me
make
talk
sure
for 20
ladders
minutes about
are well
Creative
done, that
Assembly's
they
actually doing
look
the right thing.
authentic, that they're going to be well animated, that they're a big function in your siege battles, that unit rosters are historically authentic, that
because Creative Assembly is known for keeping their word.
The design, the structure is really being thought out, and taking a lot of community feedback and communicating that to us is a big effort for them. So I quite like the direction they're going with all
It's a big
this.
effort. It's a big effort for them to reintegrate features that existed 20 years ago. Oh, Creative Assembly, your torch lights the way. Oh, thank you for your dedication and hard work. Oh, Terminator. If you ever see this on accident or whatever, I want to talk. I think there's hope for you, but just so you know, whatever the pretext is, we come together to talk about anything. I am going to rag on you. Like this behavior, I find it very pathetic, especially after everything. Oh, all right. Should we skip ahead here? I think we will skip ahead. I think we will.
Take it over and have this like real victorious moment in the siege as well. Maybe it's a multi-phase siege. You take the walls, the city, and then you have to take the keep itself as well.
Nobody
Maybe
knows.
You starve them out, and it's a lot less turn time in the campaign side to starve them, or maybe it's more. I don't know. Since there's not a lot more
Doesn't matter to me.
mouths to feed anymore, maybe the food stockpiles is all in the keep, right? I don't know, but I thought this was a really interesting concept. I'm very interested to see a lot more on this side as well, a real development and innovation in terms of how sieges are done in Total War. This could be a really
Now see, I remember them mentioning keep battles. What's stopping me from just putting all my soldiers in that keep? If it's infinite morale, like in a typical square, what's stopping me from just putting them all in there and having the other units come in and try to why would I even defend the walls?
A great step forward here.
These are questions that need to be asked.
And then the last thing I want to mention here is naval warfare. They talked. Great step forward here. And then the last thing I want to mention. And then the last thing I want to mention.
Okay, he did that on purpose. He kept that in there on purpose because he thought it'd be funny. It's not funny, but
here
it's
is
not a mistake.
Naval warfare. They talked very briefly, about how a question from the community was, is naval warfare going to be in Medieval 3? What should we expect? What do you think? All of that. Are you, planning it? Are you developing it? And their answer was basically this. Naval warfare is 100% going to be in Medieval 3 Total War. They've talked a lot about it. It's something they absolutely want to bring back to historical Total War one way or another. And the thing to keep in mind essentially is,
okay, well now I'm not sure. Right when I give these people the benefit of the doubt, they do something that makes me regret doing that. Why is he keeping in all the dude? Do you not know how to edit your videos? That's the second time it happened. Yeah, see health bar. There it is. Okay, so what did he just say? Naval battles. That's something that they really want to put in, but for years they didn't want to put them in. So now they really want to put them in. It's going to be like a separate game. It's going to be a separate game.
that
they're
it
going
may
to sell it
not
to you
be
for 60
on
bucks.
the initial release. It may be an update, hopefully a free update. I mean, if
DLC,
it's paid, it would be
you
pretty
know
bad,
it's not
but
going to
a
be
free update,
Terminator.
after the initial release of the game. So a lot of people have been asking me, you know, how do you think it's going to release? What does this mean for the game? I personally believe that the reason why we're going through this huge kind of early communication from Medieval 3, the back and forth with the community, to gather feedback, to take into consideration how people feel, what they would like, all the kind of drawing board of what's possible
Get
for
to the
Medieval 3
point.
and what will be changing, what's going to be
Holy
implemented
shit.
and not. I think all of this, to me, sounds a lot like Medieval 3 might be released into an early access state. So I would imagine that Warhammer 40k comes out in the next year, year and a half. Medieval 3 comes out maybe 6 months to a year, probably a year after that, in early access with not every single feature ready for the game. And that's why I think they're quite hesitant about adding...
and I'm expected to buy that? So wait, hang on. Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Kind of saying that naval warfare will come out in the first release. I think that it's going to come out early access with like 65% of the game done, and then like a year and a half of development, of beta testing, of introducing new complete mechanics.
Oh gosh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? You know, they've abandoned totally functional games. Well, functional, you know, finished, ready for full release. Three Kingdoms. Could you imagine buying a Medieval 3 in early access and they just abandon it? Yeah, Terminator. Yeah, just advocate
like
for that.
Naval warfare, population, new regions of the map, new factions, new unit rosters, updated.
This is basically like a AAA company in league with other AAA companies. You should not be releasing stuff in early access. That's not an acceptable standard. Why is that a standard somebody in his position would set? Bro, what is...
Unit visuals, all of that, in an early access state to continue that kind of communication, that feedback with the community, and in the launch, in the kind of lead up to the launch of the
feedback
game,
that they're
to
not
make
listening
it
to,
as kind of accountable and positive and collaborative as
Supposedly.
possible. That's the way I see this game getting developed and moving forward. So yeah, that's essentially all we learned in this live stream. As you can see, there is also the forum.
Okay, I'm not watching this, but I want to know what his opinion is on that. Having a lot of technology, this is gonna change 1000%. Like the most impressive stuff I've seen genuinely was how they're tackling unit formations and pathfinding. But again, no one's there playing the games. Yeah, exactly. Redacted says, if you have a moderately functional engine, putting together something like that is meant to be just testing to show the feature can work, not a validated feature for a final deployment. Okay, well put, yeah. Badolfi says, by the way, they're still basically having the same predetermined barricade spots from from Attila. Because people love Attila. That's the people they're trying to... those are the core fans, apparently. People who like CK3 and Attila. Are they doing these in one take? Probably. Rome 2 naval battles, PTSD kicking in. Yeah. WTF. Nightmare says, that sounds perfect. How could that go wrong at all? Yeah. Redacted says, early access these days doesn't hit the same to the 20... Yeah, early access today is synonymous with development hell. So true. So true. I agree with that. Oh. Have some fucking dignity. It's time to say.
Hello everyone, so the show and tell happened yesterday, there was a lot to cover, and now we're going to start looking at the dissecting of the specific parts, because we do need to talk about quite a lot. First things first, the audio from Creative Assembly was a bit weird. I guess they're still kind of getting used to that director title. And then Sean, the best and worst case scenarios.
I don't think he talks about Medieval 3 at all in this. So we're going to move... Dolphy! Dolphy featured. This one's the best one. This one's the best video out of all of these. There you go. There's the Dolphy. Go watch his video. Whatever the art stream was.
Straight from the start.
Yeah.
This is not exactly the usual video
Oh
type I
gosh,
do.
no! This guy. All right. Okay, we got 10 minutes until it's 2 hours. All right, we're gonna speed run some of this.
Still gonna be information, but we're talking completely like friends.
No, what?
once again. But people complained on the forums. There was a, I would say, very vocal, even minority about, you know, wanting longer battles, you know, that authentic. Hey, I want to siege something for 10 years. I want my battle to last 5 hours. I want to block the enemy's water source. I want them all to die from dysentery. Wait, they're not dying? How is this historically accurate? So then the Dark Ages hit and we got Emperor Edition out of nowhere. Patch 15. All of a sudden, the game was nothing except infantry spam on infantry spam. The game turned to basically nothing but armor mattered with patch 15 because a ton of units got unnecessary, crazy increase.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Will this break your mods? Yeah, it's gonna wreck them.
He's talking about.
Here's the neat part. You don't have to play the update. It's completely optional.
And so therefore, it's completely justified. You don't have to participate in the new updates Creative Assembly is rolling out. You don't have to. Like, how is that an excuse? So therefore, like, the fact that they're just going to come in and completely bulldoze an already established ecosystem of players, you don't have to play the update, so therefore it's justified. Okay. Thank you.
Busted. Jack busted, more like it. Okay, I'm done. I promise I'm done. Now, let's go to Jupiter, the most impactful campaign update.
So I guess he didn't like the battle changes,
Shifting unit stats around. It'll actually change the way you play.
What is this guy even looking at? Is he looking at him? What is this formation? Gosh, we want to talk about improving the battles, but this is what they look like? Piss off. All right, next. Gosh, damn, Terminator's in this a lot.
Let's be real for a second. Medieval 3 isn't just about better graphics or bigger battles. It's about bringing back the systems that actually made us fall in love with Total War in the first place. Things like Empire's global trade networks where you could dominate entire economies, proper naval warfare that made the seas matter, multi-layered sieges that actually felt like real good fun sieges, and even something as simple as generalist armies that gave you real flexibility on the campaign map. All of these and more used to be the true backbone of what made older Total War games so replayable, so immersive, and honestly just so much more fun. So today I'm going to go through 10 campaign mechanics, guys, that Creative Assembly needs to bring back from Medieval 3 to really
we might be stuck here. Terminator is in this a lot. I'm just now noticing. This is a Terminator stream. Let me see. I have faith in War Dogs to be successful in EA? War Dogs, I've never even heard of that. Arch Stream Reaction instead. Yep, thank you, Dolphy. The success rate of EA is abysmal. Tactical shooters like War Dogs, for example, exist above a giant cemetery of nightmare projects, and they all ask for your money. It's tiresome. I think he's rage baiting. I think... War Dogs will climb his way out of the cemetery and end up the king. Yeah, he's rage baiting. It's fine. Medieval 3 is about that timber trade. Yeah, like trade and character mechanics, whatever. Why are they even touching the old games? Do they actually think they can improve them, or is it to give their devs some practice? I think it's marketing. I think it all just boils down to marketing, frankly.
The best it can be. First of all, let's talk about the Empire-style global trade and resource system. This has to come back, and it has to come back properly. Empire Total War made the world feel connected in a way no other game really has since.
I honestly don't know if that's accurate, because every time I've played Empire, the global trade network has never really impacted anything I do, I feel.
Medieval 3 would absolutely need that to succeed. Now, next up, and kind of connected to the point before, we have proper fog of war and map discovery. One of the most underrated things older Total War games did so well was make the...
Okay. I mean, yeah, I agree, but I don't know if that's gonna, like, fix
in
the
Medieval
game.
3 just feels like a natural feature to have. Now next, we have dynamic city growth and visual expansion. Remember when cities used to feel like...
I don't know. I don't know if that's something that the
on
game needs to be good. I mean, I think it's rewarding to see the map expand.
Icons on a map. Games like Rome and Medieval 2.
But I don't know. I don't know. if it totally needs it.
Losses modern Total War has taken, and it's honestly baffling that it's still gone from the series. Being forced to attach every single unit to a general just kills so much flexibility.
Oh well, you'll be happy to know, Terminator, that they put that into 40K. So there you go. Now the game's good.
This essentially because CA didn't have a solution to AI behavior, so instead of fixing the AI, they opted to make a worse version of the mechanic, which is just crappy design decision making. Medieval 3 needs to bring that freedom back. Let us move units independently, build temporary forces, and react to threats without committing an entire army over time. And alongside that, bring back captains and promotion systems so smaller.
Is this M2EX he's showing here? Was this out 3 months ago? Oh, I don't know.
Forces can still grow into something more meaningful, because when you remove that restriction,
oh my gosh, I
get
it, dude.
Ever been. Sending diplomats across the perfect opportunity to make it the best it's ever been. Forward push or innovate.
What was that? Expanded what? Expanded diplomacy. Okay. I mean, are we really gonna see anything meaningful here? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we've seen the best of it already. Here's milk and cookies with fake leaks.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Oh man, are you talking about yourself?
I know, Buster. I could scarcely believe my eyes. Real lies, realize, real lies. That's the reality of the world that we're living in today.
Bro, who gives a shit? Who cares? Beware of fake... Who gives a shit? Moving on. What just happened? That's not where I wanted to be. What just happened? Okay.
I saw Medieval Kingdoms 1212 in the chat as well.
Oh, we're very impressed with the latest Medieval 3 news. I mean, unless that's like a troll, that's basically all I need to see for the video. Let's move on.
You know what's the only thing better than winning $1 million on the lottery, tax-free? Medieval free news! Okay, no, not really. I'd still take the $1 million, but hey, you get what you get, right? One of the Medieval developers, this guy here, ladies and gentlemen, that Giga Chat that's always dripping on stream, posted that character trees are not coming back. Character skill trees, you can forget all about them. No more copy-paste, min-maxing, and I'm gonna explain why that's great, and also partially why that's actually a little bit bad. So, when it comes to the...
We already know why it's good. I don't care what your opinion is on why it's bad. I don't care. Alright. We made it. Just barely. Just barely. I'm gonna read your comments here in a second. But... I want to say really quick. There's about 11 of you in here, so I'll say this. We're at 986 subscribers, and that is insane to me. When I started doing this, I had like 34. And it just recently hit me that that's 14 away from the benchmark that, YouTube has in its thing. And just to be frank, not to sound ungrateful, because I am grateful. It's like, I mean, in a way I'm indebted. But I would be doing this if I had no subscribers. I would be saying this stuff. I would be making these videos. I would be harassing the same current creators. Not harassing, but trying to get in touch with the same people. I'm trying to get in touch with now. But I greatly appreciate, because my subscribers directly contribute to the prosperity of the channel. And I greatly appreciate that, and I'm indebted to that. But it just hit me the other day that we're that close, and it's wild. It's dumbfounding to me. And I've been so blessed, and I'm glad I get to shout this stuff at people now. Very grateful to people like Voland and Jake the Ripper and Pilps and Matt's Fiefdom and French Monk, and even recently Tomic, for supporting what I want to do and what I'm trying to do. I want to do so much with this channel. There's so much I want to do. And I want to make it something that can really, really help people, like actually, not just being on here and promoting certain things, but actually aid in the building of good games and strong communities and genuine gameplay and love for hobbies. So, I wanted to take a second to say thank you, because that is important. You need the subscribers, even though I'm like an artsy fartsy weirdo. I do it for the love of the game, man. Do it for the love of the game. But you do need it, so I appreciate you guys doing that. I just wanted to mention that. So I will read comments. Ooh, hang on. You know what? Do I have? I don't think so. Let's put something on in the background while I read comments. There we go. Perfect. Yes. There we go. No, shut up. Okay. Yeah. No, I just want it to be him talking. I don't want the examples on the screen. There we go. Yes, bitch. Yeah, boy. Oh, damn it. Okay, I guess they all have it. Whatever. It's fine. But anyway, into the comments. If you don't want to listen to me read comments, that's it. That's it for the stream. I'm heading out after this. But thank you for coming. I appreciate it. If you're just showing up, I did this on a weird day. These will be on Tuesday. Oh, but before you go, I will explain. Now that we've watched this together, the process going forward would be we will watch these together, and then on my own time I will watch them again, and then my videos for these streams will come out, and then the community Inquisitorial patrol will come out after that. So you probably won't see. However, I will tease to everybody who's still here. I will tease that I'm going to do a special Inquisitorial person stream where we only focus on one person. I won't say who it is, just to maintain that level of anticipation. I don't know when that's going to be yet. I think soon. It's not going to be anything crazy. I don't think I'll have much prepared. I think we're just going to do this, but for one person. Because I'd have to do that anyway, and you also need to suffer. So, look forward to that. But, that's it. I will now read comments and drink the rest of my wine. Thank you for coming. Have a good one. Tell your friends. Come hang out. Oh, let's see. Redacted says, and they all ask for your money. It's tiresome. Nightmare says to Redacted, War Dogs will... Oh, I've already read all these. Redacted says, I agree. I think they are touching the old games to wiggle the keys and tell people they are not a dead company yet. Yeah, that's probably fair. I think that's pretty close to the reality. I like that feature in Rome 1 where you could see the civilians walking around the city. Yeah, I love that. And I don't know, Dolphy, I don't know if you could make that happen. It's not necessary, obviously, but I would like that too. Like if I zoomed in on Marienburg and I saw like a Teuton with a horned helm walking amongst civilians and stuff, that would make me happy. It's not entirely necessary, but yeah, you can, to answer that question. Redacted says, yeah, you could see the city outside of battles. Redacted also says, Giga Chad, is he like rizzing this man up? It feels like it. It's a little weird. Not a huge fan of that. Silly Sam says, wait, do you think skill trees are good, or did you mean removing them is good? Skill trees are not good. Having them in games is a detriment and arcadifies the experience. French Monk says, it's something to be proud of. How you doing, French Monk? How you doing? It's something to be proud of. Oh, are you talking about this? Yeah, no, I agree. I'm very proud of that. And very grateful, obviously. I wouldn't be who I am without the people who support me. So, you know, I mean, what can I say? You know, thank you. I can't offer you any more than what I'm offering you now. You know, I wish I could do more. I mean, there is stuff. I don't know. We'll get into that to a later date. But Redacted says, Cody is the incarnation of Reddit. Somehow a more pathetic version. Oh, all right. But that's it. That's it. That's all I got for you. For now, next time will be a Persons of Interest Inquisitorial stream. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed. I didn't. I did not have a good time. I'm joking. I did. But that stuff is painful, and I'm glad I don't have to watch it alone. So I'm gonna play you guys out here. Have a good time. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. Next time will be on Tuesday. Only Tuesdays or Fridays. Tuesdays or Fridays. It'll never be Wednesday again, probably, unless they have if CA has a stream. You know, if CA has a stream, I'm flexible. Whatever. But take care, guys. Stay comfy. Stay positive. I'll see you next time.
Машин, спокойно я приехала без руля, и в голове с помехами я иду домой. Шаг, 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 опять попала в темное третий раз, обманута по полной я уже тобой не прощу, и едет голова. Я хочу им подобрать слова. Eins, zwei, drei, schicki, schicki, Schweine. Oh, oh, 1, 2, 3, schicki, schicki, Schweine. 1, 2, 3, schicki, schicki, Schweine. Oh, oh, 1, 2, 3, schicki, schicki, Schweine. Теперь удар за честными, средний вверх. Показываю жестами, ты теперь не мой. Мальчик свинь, никак не ожидала я, что опять влетаю попадала я. Теперь с тобой не прощу, и едет голова. Я хочу им подобрать слова. 1, 2, 3, schicki, schicki, Schweine. Oh, oh, 1, 2, 3, schicki, schicki, Schweine. 1, 2, 3, schicki, schicki, Schweine. Oh, oh, 1, 2, 3, schicki, schicki, Schweine. Не прощу, и шики-шики-швайне.
Она говорит раз, два, три, прекрасные свиньи.
Ein, zwei, drei, шики-шики-швайне.
Она говорит раз, два, три, прекрасные свиньи.
Ein, zwei, drei, шики-шики-швайне.
Прекрасные свиньи, раз, два, три.
Ein, zwei, drei, шики-шики-швайне.
Раз, два, три, прекрасные свиньи.
Ein, zwei, drei, шики-шики-швайне. Oh, 1, 2, 3, шики-шики-швайне. 1, 2, 3, шики-шики-швайне. Oh, 1, 2, 3, шики-шики-швайне.
Внимание, всем обманщикам девчачьих сердец приказано собраться в одну кучу. Идти нахуй. Или из свиней попытаться превратиться в людей и не обманывать тех, кто вас любит.